How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good. We'll let you get settled, and then we'll get started in just a second. As a reminder, make sure to turn off your cell phones. No flash photography or live streaming is possible. Make sure to not stream this press conference, and obviously no flash photography or cell phones. As a reminder, we'll have open locker room for LSU. We'll get you that information in just a minute. But before we do that, we'll go ahead and turn it over to Coach Mulkey. Coach, if you could give an opening statement, please.
I don't have one.
She doesn't have one, so we're going to go ahead and get started for questions. Questions? Pete, right here on the right.
Hey, Kim. Pete Yakabelli from the Associated Press. What makes Utah and Alyssa Peely so hard to stop?
Well, obviously they spread the floor. The three ball makes her really good. She's a threat in there because you have to guard everybody else. She has great footwork. She's not what I would call a big, tall post player. She just has unbelievable knowledge when she gets the ball down there. Obviously, she can hit the three as well. Good size, strong, but it's because of everybody else around her.
Right here in the back.
Andrea Adelson with ESPN.com. Kim, obviously, being in the Sweet 16 is old hat for you personally, but I'm wondering if you felt when you got to LSU that you'd be able to get this program to this point as quickly as you have.
It never gets old for me personally. If it does, I need to retire. There's no way anybody with knowledge of sports would ever tell you that to do it in 2 years is something doable. You just roll up your sleeves and you go to work. The transfer portal has made things kind of happen quicker. But the transfer portal also hurts teams. So we were able to get a lot of new pieces quickly. The hard part when you get those new pieces is they all come from different programs and you have to change a mindset, and that takes time as well. Alexis Morris was the only returning player from last year's team that had significant minutes. So you knew what you were getting with her. You knew freshmen were going to be able to play at an early stage of their career, but that's a lot of pieces to put together. LSU has been to Sweet 16s before. The LSU folks love winners, but I don't think anybody could be fair and say that we were going to do this in 2 years or even do what we did last year in the first year. That team had only won 9 games the previous year, and you finished second behind the national champions, and you went, I think 26-6 was our record last year. So we're doing things at a very fast pace. Might be feeding that monster too quickly, but it sure beats the heck out of losing.
Far right here.
Hey, Kim, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. I wanted to ask about Angel. You know, she had already established herself, but this year she's kind of kicked it up even another notch with, just kind of ridiculous numbers. I'm curious, are you even surprised sometimes, and what stands out the most to you about what she's been able to do this year?
Well, we all knew of Angel Reese coming out of high school. She was the second-ranked player in her class, and I knew very quickly after one phone call when I was at Baylor, she was staying home. So I didn't waste much time on her. And she stayed hurt a little bit at Maryland. She was, like a lot of players, your freshman year is your most difficult, so she lived through that freshman year and had her ups and downs. To say I expected this or that from Angel when we got her out of the portal, I don't think I was knowledgeable enough to know what I expected out of Angel Reese. I knew the talent was there from high school and from the few games I watched her when she was playing at Maryland, but to think that she has been a double-double 30 of our 32 games, absolutely not. But we need her to be. But we've also had great games where she might have that double-double, but we've got 3 or 4 other people scoring the basketball. We're not just an Angel Reese one-man show. If you watch us play, everybody has a role to play. We're a mixture of transfers, 1 returning starter, freshmen, go 8 deep, and everybody just does what they do. We can shoot the 3 ball, leave us open. We'll shoot it. We're not afraid to shoot it and miss it. We'll shoot it again. So I don't know if I really knew what kind of expectation to put on her, but she's had a tremendous year.
Right here on the left.
Madeline Adams from Fox 8. Coach, I know this program hasn't been to the Sweet 16 since 2014, but you got several starters who have transferred in and have been in these moments. How much do you rely on their experience in these moments? Well,
I think Angel Reese said it best. She's been to 2 already. She wants to get past that, and you love that. You love that. We're excited. I think all teams that are here are excited. It's playoff time, and you're seeing a lot of upsets in the women's game like never before. And we feel like that if we play and play hard and play defense and rebound and we win, we move on. If we get beat, we're going to hope that whoever beats us, you can just say, hey, we couldn't have done any more than we did. They were just that good today.
Right here up front.
Yeah, Mitchell Northam filling in for the Baltimore Banner. Kim, I had an Angel question. What was your pitch to her to get her to come to LSU, and why do you think she's been able to kind of just fit into it seamlessly and kind of help take this program to the next level under you?
You're a Baltimore Orioles fan, huh? Tell him to come get my son from the Cardinals. He's a free agent at the end of the year, and they need a middle infielder, okay? Pass it along. Cal Ripken came to our game this year. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, Cal Ripken, big fan of baseball, obviously. What was your question about Angel? I'm trying to get my son, on that major league field. He moved up with the Mets. He moved up with the Cardinals, but he needs to go somewhere where they give him a legit shot to stay. He's ready. So what was your question? Pitch. Okay. Kateri Poole was on Ohio State's team last year. They came to the PMAC and played us in the playoffs, beat us, and she went into the transfer portal. And I thought there were things about Kateri's game that I liked in helping us continue to build our program. And in the process of talking to her, one of my assistant coaches said she asked, would you be interested in Angel Reese? And she said, what? And she said, Angel Reese is getting into the transfer portal, like either that day or the next day. And she said, yes, we would love to talk to Angel Reese. And so I think the connection with Kateri Poole, they go back way in their younger days of playing either together or against each other, and were friends. And they came on a visit together with their families. And I think that the seafood, y'all have good seafood, right? And we didn't sell her on crawfish. We sold her on those crabs. Y'all think you have good crabs, but we got better crabs.
Right here in the middle.
Chelsea Boucher with WVLA in Baton Rouge. Coach Mulkey, earlier in the week I asked you about Angel Reese, and you said she was just on another level. She was locked in as you guys get ready for Utah with another big-time showdown. What have you seen from her?
I think the Tennessee loss here, actually, in the SEC tournament, she left there realizing that she could have done more, maybe not scoring, maybe not rebounding. Set a pick when the play is called, do your job. And I think it's kind of what a lot of older players that are competitors do is it eats on you. And I think Angel has the mindset. I've been in college now 3 years. I've been to 2 Sweet 16s. We lost that 17-point lead in the SEC tournament. We'd already played Tennessee earlier in the year. I've got to do better. And I think from that moment on, I think she realizes that it's now playoff time. And I think she is really, really focused.
Todd here on the left.
Todd Summers, WSPA TV here in Reedville. Back on February 12th in Columbia, when you played South Carolina, you said that it's basically South Carolina and everybody else. Do you feel like that's still the case? And then a second part of that question, in 2012, you led a team that was 40-0. How hard is it night in and night out to step up to that expectation as you try to go undefeated?
The first part of your question is it's South Carolina and everybody else. They're that good. They have that much depth. They have that much size. And, yeah, they had, one close game this year? Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss had a chance to win it at the end, and, I haven't changed my feelings on that. Now, I wasn't talking about them maybe getting beat or whatever. I'm just talking about winning the national championship. They have everything they need. Great coaching staff, experience, size. How hard is it to go undefeated? Do you know how hard it is to win a championship? I don't think any coach or any player sits down and thinks, we need to write down going undefeated as our goal. You don't think like that as a coach and as a competitor. You just want to hold up that trophy. You want to be the last team standing. And to do it one time in a career is so hard. I could name you a handful, maybe two handfuls of coaches that are considered some of the greatest coaches in men's and women's basketball that coached 30, 40 years and never won a championship. It's that hard. And to do it multiple times, you have to turn and say it's because of players. Players wanting to play in programs that know what it's like and what it takes to win championships. And, yeah, they're that good.
I've got 4 in the line. We're going to go to Aaron, 2 over here, and then back over here, starting with Aaron.
Aaron Beard with the AP. Maddie Segrist is a first-team All-American. Angel's a first-team All-American. There's a lot of talent in this bracket in particular. I'm curious, at a time when women's basketball kind of has a bit of a spotlight with the Sweet 16 and the March Madness and affiliation, how valuable is it to the sport when people are watching, having eyeballs on the game, that you have the best players, that level of talent to kind of sell the sport at its highest level?
Well, I think what AP, I don't know what All-American team you're talking about. Okay, I really try to not look at many of those because Angel's not even a finalist for 2 of them that she's a finalist for, which was a shock to me that Angel Reese is not one of the 4 best players in the country. Now, I know Wooden has their criteria, but didn't 2 more come out this week? Help me here, guys. Naismith.
Yeah.
Angel wasn't listed as one of the 4 best players. And the Wade Trophy, she wasn't listed. So I appreciate that you acknowledge that she is one of the best players in the country, because she is. And it's not your opinion or my opinion that matters. It's what she does on the floor. I don't know the last time I've seen a kid have 30 of 32 double-doubles and be on a team that has talent. You'll see that a lot at teams that are in the middle of the pack and they rely on her for every shot and stuff like that. So to have those types of players draw attention to the sport is awesome. 50 points in a game, not many do that. And the young lady at Villanova, Seacrest, she's done that. To win national championships like South Carolina, not many have done that. Boston can leave here and say she's done that. Angel Reese would like to do what Boston has done for South Carolina. Angel Reese, being an All-American is a pat on the back, but which do you want? Do you want to be an All-American, or do you want a national championship, conference championship rings? I think all competitors would tell you we'll trade all those individual honors for something that the team can keep forever and ever.
Final 3, Crescent, starting with Andrew.
Just wanted to ask you a follow-up on something you said earlier. You said we might be feeding the beast too quickly. We'll see.
Monster, sorry.
What did you mean by that?
People start expecting things. So we won 1 game last year. We have exceeded last year's. What are they going to expect next year? How are they going to feel if we don't beat Utah? Come on now, keep perspective. So basically, you're trying to tamper down expectations that may not be fair or real until you really, really have that kind of team that can talk about Final Fours and talk about longevity in every year. What we have done in 2 years, where is the playbook for me to follow? I don't have one. I can think about my years at Baylor where we won the national championship in 5 years. To me, that was unheard of. All you do is work. You just work, and whatever happens, you deal with it, you get excited about it, but you keep perspective. I wanted this year for our team to show progress, and we have. We've shown progress. I don't think there's any area that we went backwards. And that's what you want to keep doing. And if along the way of showing that progress you do something unexpected, it's fun. It's fun.
Staying in the back.
Kim, Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. You've coached and recruited at an elite level in this sport for more than 2 decades. I'm curious, is there anything in the game that has sort of changed the way you do your job more than the transfer portal did in the last 2 years?
There's many things throughout my career that's changed women's basketball. Let's go back to the smaller ball. Let's go back to the three-point line. Let's go back now to the portal. Let's go back now to the NIL world. Everything changes. Nothing ever stays the same except for discipline. You can always be a disciplined coach. You can always teach defense. Those things will never change. It's just who you are as a coach. What you have to do if you're going to stay in the game as long as I have is surround yourself with a staff that keeps you young and abreast of how to handle those areas that you really don't want to learn a lot about, but you got to embrace them. I don't want to learn about NIL, so I have someone, we were one of the first programs to assign assistant coach the title that she was going to work with LSU's department in the NIL. Can you imagine me sitting down? I had no idea the NIL deals that my players had until somebody showed me an article, and I went, don't want to know that stuff. That's not locker room stuff I care to talk about. Happy for them, knock your socks off, it's here to stay. All I want to do is coach basketball. And I really, in my career, all I've ever wanted was for my players and our fans to experience the high you get from cutting down a net. The greatest joy I have now in my career is sitting back and watching young people with these tears in their eyes of joy, watching people in the stands just, that's why I do it now, for them. And there's no greater feeling. When your career is over and you can't put that uniform on ever again, it's the worst feeling in the world. That's why I embrace the young lady at the kid at Michigan. I know the feeling in her heart, been there. Sabrina Ionescu did the same thing with her. There is no more awful feeling than when you know and you walk in that locker room and you'll never put on another college uniform. And if we had lost that game, I would have done the same thing to my seniors when they take it off for the last time. And unless you have done that, you don't know the gut-wrenching, sleepless nights that you will have. Time will help them, but it's terrible. And yes, some of them will go on and play pro ball, but I'm talking about college. College years are the absolute most enjoyable years of your life.
All right, we got one last question here, and they have one question on Zoom as well.
Coach, you mentioned defense a moment ago. Clearly, that was important against Michigan. Similar situation with varied scoring on this Utah team. Just how do you go match up with them?
Well, they're big on the perimeter. Michigan was big on the perimeter. We understand that they're going to be big. We understand they're going to spread the floor possibly a little bit more than Michigan. We respect their threes. Look, you shoot as many threes as they shoot, they're going to make threes. So we're not going to pitch a shutout here. Go back to my baseball stuff. But that's not all they do. They have a big-time post player. They get to the foul line. They get to the lane. So you've got to pick your poison with them and go, okay, which one can we truly try to not eliminate, but try to contain a little bit. But I think everybody that's played them has tried to do that. And I do believe this, that you're going to have to play defense at this level to continue on. No matter how good you are offensively, I always believe your better defensive teams prevail.
Final question on Zoo. Gabriella, unmute yourself and ask your question, please. Final call for Gabriella. All right. Well, Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Just doing what they want.
You're good.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate your time. Obviously, sit by your name. How are y'all doing? Good. No, you're good. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with our student athletes. As a reminder, make sure to silence your cell phones, no flash photography or video streaming. Please, we'll get you the open locker room information here in just a second as well, but we'll go ahead and get started. Make sure, as always, we're going to start right here up front, but make sure to state your name and affiliation. We'll get you a microphone and make sure that I see you as well, raising your hand, and I'll call on you. Right here in the middle, we'll get started. Please direct your question to a student athlete, please.
Scott Rappley from the Baton Rouge Advocate. Angel, apparently you're not one of the finalists for the Naismith or the Wade trophies. Does that bother you? Do you let it slide? Do you use it as motivation? What is your feeling about that?
I'm just happy to be here. I'm in a Sweet 16. I'm with my teammates. I'm with the amazing coaches. I'm just happy to be back here. It's bigger than me. I just want to be with my teammates, and to get to the Final Four, that's the finalist I want to be.
Right here in the middle.
Corey Diaz with the USA Today Network for really all three of you, but talk about visibility of a basketball program. Angel, I saw a video of you look like on Instagram Live. You probably don't need me to give you the specifics, yes. But just I guess in terms of helping a program build maybe a little bit quicker, as Kim's talked about, than maybe normally, how much does visibility come into account, do you think? And Flage and Alexis, please chime in as well.
Yeah, we're just more than an athlete. I mean, I was just talking to Carolyn Peck about just being a black woman and being able to have an impact on all communities, white, black, any Mexican, it doesn't matter who, old, young. I've made an impact, and we've all made an impact on different kinds of people. So just being that and embracing that, and just such in a positive way. I mean, I feel like I've grown women's basketball within the last 6 months, and being able to do that, and I've grown my platform on and off the court. So I'm more than an athlete, and just being able to have that, embrace that of just having people respect women's basketball, and I love it. So that's why I am with that.
Y'all have anything you want to add? Flage, Alexis, either or?
We lit. We young and turn.
On top of that, right here on the right.
Hey, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. Hey, how are you?
Good.
This one's for Angel. I'm curious. You know, you obviously had a lot of success before you got down here, but you really kicked it up another notch this season. What was the off season like for you, as far as working to get better and taking your game to another level? I'm curious what you kind of focused on.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I got to LSU, they had a plan for me. As soon as I got here, being in shape was one of the most important things. I think last year I was playing 20 to 25 minutes a game, and then being able to up that to 31 to 35 minutes a game, being able to play that was one thing, and then just being able to play under a system where I'm really confident. I'm super confident. I've been able to do these things that I'm doing right now before, but just within a program that really loves me, embraces me, puts a lot of confidence in me. I have really confident teammates, really competitive teammates that push me every day to be better. So just being able in a program where I can just be myself and just be who I am and embrace that.
Pete in the back.
Pete Yakabelli, Associated Press. Two quick questions. One for Alexis. You've played a lot of talented post people all this year. What's it going to be like with going up against Alyssa Pilley? And I wanted to ask Flo J, you've got a very prominent brand away from the court as well. How do you handle that? And do you ever worry about maybe some of your followers getting a little sideways, taking it too far? You know, do you ever worry about like maybe the way they reacted with Olivia on campus and in the stands at times?
Yeah, either one. Flajay, you start with
okay.
yours.
I think, I mean, I've been in the spotlight for a little while, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was on TV since I was like 12 years old, you know, on the rap game and America's Got Talent. So really, I just learned how to handle it. My mama, the mama bear, she don't let nobody get too close, so I don't be too worried about that. I know how to keep things separate. Like, during the season, it's focused strictly on basketball, but this summer, I'm outside.
Angel, can you answer your part?
You want me to answer? I'm the post. She did.
Yeah, I'm the point guard, so I
wondered how many people, you know, you come up against such good players in the past. I wanted to see Alexis's opinion.
I respect Peely's game. She's a versatile post player, but I feel like I got the best post players in the country. So I'm sitting right next to her, and one's in the locker room. So hey, it's gonna be a competitive game, and we respect Utah and what they bring to the court, and you know, hats off. 5 p.m.
Right here on the right.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ in Baton Rouge. For Lex and Flajay specifically, Kim was talking about how she's had to adapt throughout the years to different things, but one thing she doesn't change is defense and discipline. I'm assuming she's not real big in the rap game, right? So just how has she been able to kind of be flexible with you as a young player and kind of be relatable to you? And then obviously, Lex, you've seen her change throughout the years.
Oh, like you basically answered it yourself. Her defense hasn't changed. She has the exact same defensive principles since my freshman year at Baylor, which is to dominate your opponents and dictate the game. And because she knows that sometimes you're going to have off nights, but one thing we can always control is our defense because it doesn't take talent or skill. It's just simply based off of effort. And, yeah, we are definitely a more defensive-minded team right now.
Oh, yeah, you mean like musically and things like?
Just be relatable to you? I guess
She tries.
You're very different in age. And
Coach Mulkey, man, she's so funny. She really trying to keep up with the times, but, you know, we teaching her. You know what I'm saying? We got to teach her and keep her on point. She really didn't embrace me, though. Like, with me being a rapper, a lot of coaches, they didn't even want to recruit me because of it. But she not only recruited me and got me here, but she even embraced it, and she even make me rap a lot, like when we have, like, luncheons and stuff like that. So she really support everything I'm doing. She love it.
Right here in the blue shirt. Did you still have one? Okay. All right. Up here up front. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Then we'll go up front.
Chessa Boucher with WVLA here in Baton Rouge, back in Louisiana. Angel, going against another big-time big in the postseason, it seems like you're playing at a next level in the playoffs. Kind of, where's that coming from? Obviously, it's the playoffs.
It sparked from the Tennessee game. I don't think I've had my best. That wasn't my best defensive game, and I feel like I let my teammates down. Since then, I've just been in another mode where I'm not going to let somebody dominate me like that again. So just being able to come back within the team, getting back to the weight room, getting stronger, getting back in better shape, and just being ready for postseason was just something that was really important to me because I want to go out with my seniors in the right way. And I want to leave Alexis back in her home, back to Dallas, and just being able to embrace that. So I don't want to be the reason that we lose another game.
Right up front, right here.
Yeah, Mitchell Northam with the Baltimore Banner. Angel, I was just going to ask you, I've seen you tweet a couple of times, I'm from Baltimore, you seem to have a lot of pride in where you're from. Just kind of wondering, what it means to you to be from there and kind of how your roots from Baltimore show up on the court.
Yeah, just growing up around the area and playing ball there has just something that has always molded me into who I am. Playing outside and just being able to be super competitive. I used to play with boys. I have a brother, so just being able to know that a lot of people in Baltimore don't really make it out, and just being able to have this platform that I have right now and being able to put on for them and be an example for them, it's just something that's been really important to me. So for the little girls that are looking up to me, just for having them the inspiration and know that they can do this as well.
Right here on the left.
From Fox 8 New Orleans. This is for all the players, but you guys were here just 3 weeks ago for the SEC tournament. How much of a benefit is it to have played on this court before, walk through these halls? I mean, how much do you guys think that will be a benefit tomorrow?
Flajay, you can start.
For me, it makes me a little more comfortable because, I'm just, not as nervous. I'm just we in the same arena. It's time to get back to business, really come back with a vengeance because the last time we played on here, we lost. So I'm coming back, and they just going to feel that from the last game.
Go down the line, Alexis.
For me, I'm big on rims. So I'm going to piggyback off of what Flajay said, too, just being comfortable in the arena and the atmosphere here. And I feel like, this is kind of our second home. We're familiar.
I just feel like you don't get these chances twice. Being able to come back here within the last 3 weeks, that's God's plan right here. And I believe in that a lot, and I just feel like we ain't going to walk out of here with that same grit feeling that we felt last time. And that's just my mindset right now.
Down here on the right.
Hey, y'all, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. This one's for Alexis, and I want to ask about Angel. She stays hype. What kind of energy, besides, the skill that she brings on the court, but what kind of energy and juice does she brings to the floor game in and game out for y'all?
Flajay, you want to start? Hey, Alexis, either one.
Man, just great energy. Great energy, man. Just a real leader on the court. Really vocal. She'll tell you, Flaw, that's a bad shot. And then the next one, she'll tell you, you going crazy. Keep doing it. Stay confident. You know what I'm saying? She just tell you what you need to hear. Things that's going to help you grow as a player. Just a really great leader.
Great leader on both ends of the floor. Angel's brutally honest. She's always going to let you know what it is and what it ain't, period. And I think you have to respect that about an individual like Angel, because a lot of people can't really accept the truth. And Angel, she can take it too. I think that's what makes her who she is, because she can take it and dish it, and that's really beautiful in the art of basketball, because a lot of people can't take constructive criticism, and she can, and that's why it's so respected when she tells us what it is, period.
Back left.
Andrea Adelson with ESPN.com. For the three of you, Coach Mulkey just said she didn't really have a playbook for getting to this point after only 2 years in a program. And this is also a new team compared to the one she had last year. So I'm wondering, what is it about this group of ladies that you have together that has allowed you to get to this point now where you're in the Sweet 16?
I think we're just really confident. I don't think we're scared of anything. Nothing has scared us. I mean, we've been hit for sure, 2 losses for sure, but nothing has put us down. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the picture from the last game before this game in the locker room when I grabbed Coach Mulkey's face this time and just telling her, I got you, and just telling her, we're going to get out of Baton Rouge. I told her before that game, we're going to get out of Baton Rouge, and I think that she has a lot of confidence within our team. Even though we are young, we have 9 new pieces. She doesn't really have expectations for us, but when she has confident people on her team, I think it kind of lifts up a lot of weight on her shoulders. So she's confident in us, and I'm really confident in all the coaches.
It's the postseason, so if Coach Mulkey has to coach us through every play, then we shouldn't be here anyway. This is what we practice for. This is what we focus on, and when we lost to Tennessee, we especially start to focus on execution and knowing what we need to do. Like I said, Coach Mulkey can't coach us every possession during the course of a game. We're out there actually playing the game. We have to have a feel for each other in the game. And I'm laughing in the inside because you said she doesn't have plays, but she has had the same plays since my freshman year. So it's like...
I'm not gonna play it. Let it play in.
She's taken LSU after 2 years to the Sweet 16. She's saying it's rare for
Facts.
She is the plan. Coach Mulkey is the GOAT. All LSU needed was Coach Mulkey.
Facts. She brought us in here.
Facts, like, that's why she don't give herself enough credit. Like, she brought these pieces, you know what I'm saying, to Baton Rouge. She probably ain't knew how it was gonna fit, but she knew that she had something. You feel me? And we building a culture. So like everything we doing right now is gonna build a culture for next year, next year. Hopefully to be a Final Four team every year. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to build. But Coach Mulkey, she put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? She been doing this a long time. So, you know, all we gotta do is play our part, and she gonna lead us there.
Final question here on the right.
Yeah, Angel, I think you just answered this. So if Alexis and Flau'jae could answer it, let's start with Flau'jae. Just the confidence that you got from that last game, that was definitely the best game I've seen you all play as a team.
Yeah.
And I asked Kim after the game, did y'all grow up? And it really felt like you did. I guess just this noise.
No, it's been
what, the whole time. Did it feel like that as a player? Did you grow up?
Man, it felt like it was a crazy feeling actually. Like we was playing defense, it felt like we was on a string. Like everybody was moving on one accord. I keep telling people that. And I don't know, it's just a different energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's on the same page. I had a certain feeling that I ain't felt since the beginning of the season. Like even though our non-conference was weak, whatever. But like I felt that feeling that I felt like we was playing together. And I was like, bro, we destined for greatness. You know what I'm saying? We all on one accord. It's a beautiful thing to see. I think we played our best defense the whole season, and we just got to carry that on into this game.
She pretty much answered it. We all focused. We know what we need to do, and we all clicking right now, and I think this is the perfect time of the season to be on the same page.
Facts.
Thank y'all.
Go Tigers.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.